Good stuff. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Or actually, should I say, what's going on, ladies? Because according to my YouTube analytics, 70% of you are women, which is kind of insane, to be completely honest. And to be even more specific, if I started off every single YouTube video and I said, hello, ladies aged 18 to 24 that live in California, half of you would be like, hey, because I'd be right 49% of the time. Isn't that crazy? 49% of you are women aged 18 to 24 that live in California. That's absolutely insane. But I'm definitely not complaining because that is the target audience that I'm going for. Okay, let's start off with today's video. So today is it's an important video. I actually did a video that was similar to this a few weeks back, but then it got deleted off of YouTube for reasons that are beyond my control. So today we're going to be talking about the personal statement for medical school. I'm going to start off by talking about what exactly is a personal statement, and then I'm going to talk about how to write a personal statement. So what is a personal statement? Personal statement is when you're doing your AMCAS application, you put in your information, your grades, your transcript that you have from college, you put in your extracurricular activities, your volunteer work, blah, blah, blah. You put in all that, and then just at the end of it, there's a little section called personal statement, and you have to put in a statement about yourself that's very personal. I know that sounds a little redundant, but a lot of people forget that your personal statement has to be very personal to you, and you can't just go around asking people how they wrote their personal statement or what they talked about, because if you write what someone else wrote, then your personal statement is completely invalid and there's no value to it. So your personal statement has to be something that's very specific to you, very specific to your life. It has to explain who you are as a person, why you want to choose this path, why you want to spend the next 4+ years of your life pursuing medicine. So when it comes down to, medical schools looking at your application, there's the first part that they're doing, the work that they're doing. The first part consists of your MCAT, your GPA, your extracurriculars, pretty much your merit as an applicant. Someone's calling me. I apologize. That is not important. Let's turn this off. My bad. Okay. So the first thing that they look for is merit, MCAT, GPA, extracurriculars, stuff like that. Once they get past that, once a medical school such as say, Georgetown, they're looking at your application and you have a 4.0 GPA and your MCAT is like 520 and you built a hospital in Ghana and you're like, wow, this is an amazing applicant. Their merit is great. But at this point, what you're a set of numbers, you're a set of extracurriculars, you're just like categorical data, and they need to transform you from these data points and these like little sections of who you are into an actual person. They need to delve into your mind, into your past, your experiences and stuff like that, your personal experiences, and see who you are and whether your personality traits, on an emotional level, do you really want to become a doctor? And the only reason that they can do that without actually meeting and interviewing with you is through your personal statement. So your personal statement has a huge impact on whether a medical school wants to interview you or not. Because once they get past, once they have a pool of applicants that are smart enough to get an application, the thing that they look for is your personal statement. Does this person qualify, on an emotional level? Have they had experiences that really explain why they want to become a doctor? So it's their only way of transforming you from a set of data points into an actual person, and that's why it's so important for them that they see it. Because when you're a med school and you have this pool of like thousands of applicants, how there's going to be a bunch of students that are within the same merit level. If you got like a 517 on your MCAT, there's going to be hundreds of other kids that got a 517 on their MCAT and that are coming from your school that are have your experiences, etc., etc. So your personal statement is huge in differentiating you from other people. Take a quick coffee break. God, it's so good. Coffee is just so good. How to write a personal statement, okay? This is the meat of the video. To write a personal statement, I want to reiterate, personal statements are personal, okay? You need to write about yourself. You need to write about your own experiences. Your goal is to pretty much take everything that you've been through, all of your past experiences, and kind of manifest, a reason. Your personal statement is supposed to be a reason. It's supposed to answer the question of why. Everything else answers the question of what. What is your MCAT? What is your GPA? What have you done? Personal statement is why. Like, why are you doing this? Please explain to me, what have you gone through in your life that made you want to say, okay, I need to become a doctor? And how you do that is, your personal statement, whereas everything else in your application is very objective, your personal statement it has an emotional side to it, okay? It's kind of like a narrative. And you want to start off, you want to embrace like the 5-paragraph essay, give or take, but what you want to do is kind of tell a story, okay? Now, I'm not saying write a novel. This, don't like climax, plot, recluse, all that, but you have to have some kind of like anecdotal, just piece of, experience from your life, something that you explain what you've been through and how that shaped you and how that shaped your passion for medicine. So I would recommend starting with like a catch. Okay, when you start off your essay, start with a catch. You want to grab the reader's attention. This is basic, just writing skills, writing 101. You want to start with a catch, and the meat of your essay should be your explanation of the story. So you want to start with the story, then you want to tell, narrate the story, what happened, and then you want to explain how this story affected you, how it made you want to become a doctor. Now, you don't have to stick to this strictly, okay? But the main point is you want to use a previous experience, okay? Your personal statement isn't you just sitting there talking about here are my experiences, blah, blah, blah. I want to become a doctor because I want to help people. Please don't say you want to help people, okay? These cliches are like, no, just like danger sign in your head, like no cliches. No, I want to help people. No, I have a passion for science. No, I loved, astronomy and biology when I was in 7th grade. None of that. You want to do something that's a little bit more intimate, okay? The medical school that is looking at your application is not just a medical school. It's a group of people, and people have minds, and they have ways of thinking that are very similar to you, and they get emotional too. So you want to connect with them on an emotional level. You want them to empathize with you. So to gain their empathy, you need to talk about a story. Now, this is where it gets kind of broad because everyone has a different story. I can't tell you what story to write about because I don't know your life like that. Unfortunately, I'm still talking to a camera, but I know that in your life there's been a moment that you said, okay, I want to become a doctor. Now, there might have been many moments, there might have been, a million moments that slowly led you up to it. But the most significant moment that you had, the story, even if it's a build-up story, even if it's not just like one thing that happened, what if it was just something that happened through many years? You want to explain it. You want to narrate it. Why did this shape why you want to become a doctor? No one wants to sit through 4 years of pre-med, 4 years of med school, 3+ years of residency, just because whatever. No one wants to do that, okay? There's a reason for everyone. And if you have one, and you have to have one, and I know you have one, even if you don't think you have one, it's you have to use that in your personal statement. So dig deep. These stories of, maybe you were a kid and, someone in your family went through something and, they were cared for and you kind of want to that inspired you some way. Explain that. How did it inspire you? What do you want to do with it? And the one thing that you want to do, a very important point that I want to make is the two things that you want to explain in your personal statement, the two whys that you want to answer. The first why is, why do you want to become a doctor? And the second why is, after you become a doctor, it's not a why, I guess. What do you want to do? So why do you want to become a doctor? And then after that, what do you want to do after you become a doctor? So your goal isn't just to explain why you want to go through med school. That's not enough for you just solely to explain, okay, what have I been through and what makes me, on an emotional level, what gives me the capacity to want to go through this, like mentally. That's not the only thing you want to explain. You also want to explain, once you become a doctor, what are you going to do with that? Is your main goal just to get your MD? That's it? Do you just want to become doctor, blah, blah, blah? That's it? And your answer is no, you don't want to just do that. You want to use your profession as a doctor to make some kind of change. Do something that benefits the world in a certain way, and you have to be very specific with it. Do you want to go somewhere and build a hospital? Do you want to build a foundation? Do you want to become an ER surgeon and go work in an ER abroad? Do you want to fix the socioeconomic gap in medicine? Do you want to make some kind of new medicine? Do you want to do research? Something like that. What do you want to do after you become a doctor? So, in a nutshell, to explain everything that I've said, your personal statement is very personal to you. It explains who you are as a person, and for the med school, it's their way of differentiating you from other applicants that are close to you in their merit, in their GPA, in their MCAT, etc. And what you want to do in your personal statement is be personal. Explain a narrative, okay? Not too much of a narrative, but you want to tell some kind of story of what shaped you. Why do you want to become a doctor? And on top of that, what are you going to do with your MD, and what kind of change do you want to bring into the world? With that being said, that's the end of my video. I have to go to this like QA that I have at my at George Mason that's where I do my undergrad. I'm doing like an MCAT seminar with one of my other friends who's also an incoming med student. I might take videos and post it on YouTube, depending on like if I can put a camera there. If not, I'll just jot down some questions that people ask me and answer them in my next video. Someone asked me to drop my skincare routine. Geez. My skincare routine involves drinking water and apparently getting sick and drinking coffee. Pretty much my skincare routine. It's getting hot out here in Virginia, so I'm sweating a lot. But drink your water and eat good food and eat your veggies. Ladies aged 18 to 24 living in California. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Love you all.